Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here representing Jason Blaha Strength and Fitness, but a quick reminder, if you guys will please click like down below, be greatly appreciated. If you're not subscribed or following, please do so, and if you'll be kind enough to drop me a comment down below, I would appreciate it so much. So something I started doing today, trying to fit all my big lifts in right now when I'm doing the amount of running and conditioning is a lot, so I'm kind of doing very similar to what you guys see some of my clients doing, very similar to what I was doing, back when everyone's like, wow, you were pretty jacked then, back when I was at Iron City, to where I would come in and just do like 4 big lifts. I would do 1 lower body lift, 1 sort of pull up or row, usually a pull up, and then 2 types of presses, a chest press and an overhead press. So it's pretty much what I'm going to do, but we're going to do the jumps, we're going to do the abs, we're going to do the sled work and stuff in here. And the running was tough today, by the way, you guys who saw the vlog. By the way, disclaimer, the deadlifts were hard today. I'm like, I was going to do deadlifts today and then I'll squat next time, so I'll alternate them. I think I'm going to alternate flat bench and incline a lot, kind of like I used to do back then. Disclaimer, deadlifts are hard. I had severe hamstring DOMs, particularly my left side this morning from the run. I hit best run times ever, right? We hit the best run times that I've hit. However, that came at the expense of me getting some DOMs, and it's the deadlifts were really hard today. But it's also, keep in mind, I've been deadlifting heavy 3 times a week. So I've been squatting and then I've been pulling 500 for reps. I'm also, keep in mind, that's the stiff bar and I'm beltless. People who don't ever train beltless, they don't realize it is definitely harder, and definitely the stiff bar. Like for me, if I throw a belt on and I grab a deadlift bar, I probably get 5% more weight, if not 10%, realistically. So the beltless training is different. It's another reason I'm doubling down on core work. So on my off days, that is the one resistance I'm doing. I am doing hanging leg raises, right? I'm doing the toe-to bars. I did a set again on camera here. I did 1 set today just to make sure I have some on the training day, but then I'm doing a couple sets at least after running and everything on the other days. But I think what it's going to be a lower body. It's going to be a squat or deadlift, right? Try to do 3 sets, some sort of bench, chest press, right? It could even be a dip if I feel like it some days. So I'll probably, like I said, I'll just alternate those. So it'll probably be bench on the squat days, incline on the deadlift days, and then I'll do an overhead press, and then I'll do a pull-up. And I could always work in a row. And honestly, that's plenty of work. That is more than enough to gain strength, gain a little muscle, keep what I have while I continue to just keep building this running, because the running is taking a lot of my time. We're building it, and then we're doing other cardio with it, but the running, I need to get super fit. And again, I can train very similar to how I trained, 2016, 2017, 2018. And because again, everyone's like, when we look at some of the comparisons, people are like, you're leaner now, but you were more jacked then. It's like, some people feel that way. So, if that's the case, then, there was a lot to that training. And you know what? My channel was really popular then too. Everyone liked this stuff. My clients are getting good results on that type of stuff. So as I've gone into full body, we're getting more and more back to my roots there. And, again, it's almost a little random with some of the lifts, but we keep up with individual lifts and we keep up with progressions on them, so as long as we're doing all of them, we're good. But lifts I'm going to definitely care about. It's going to be squat, bench, deadlift, pull up, incline. Overhead, I don't have a good metric because I'm still having to use the dumbbells and things till I get that range of motion restored. So I did 8 sets of jumps today. So we built up the volume on that. So I did 8 triples after deadlifting. So then over to the upper body work. And again, keep in mind, we're doing this stuff 3 days a week, and it's actually a decent amount of volume. If you start plugging it in, it ends up being 9 lower body lifts, 9 sets a week for chest pressing, 9 sets a week for pull-ups, and then whatever we're working in for overhead, just 6 at the moment. Again, decent amount of work. Keeping in mind then I'm also going to be doing jumping, sleds, all that, so the lower body's still getting a ton of work. But again, we're in our good volume ranges. It's not like this is really low volume, and we have exercise variety. We have exercise variety. Again, scale is starting to kind of drop back down. For those who are unaware, and I didn't say it, I just kept saying 210. As soon as I started running, the scale like jumped. I'm back down to 210 as of a few days ago, so it should be whooshing down. I'm really surprised it didn't yesterday. But I have a feeling this weekend the scale will finally drop down. But man, did I start when I picked up all the running. I guess there's some extra inflammation and stuff that happened. But again, the waistline will continue to tighten up. It doesn't really have a choice at a certain point when I'm eating all clean and in a feeding window after all this fasted cardio and training. So I'm just going to keep rolling with it. But the incline 225, I managed to squeeze out 5 reps at all 3 sets. Again, I haven't been doing incline. I did get 245 when I tried it the other day for like, was it 3 or 4? I forget. A couple weeks back. But I'm like, yeah, let's work the incline in. And I'm going to rotate grips a little bit on the pull-ups. As long as we get good pull-ups in, I'm going to do a lot of neutral stuff because it's really easy on the shoulders. Like I did really close a while back, then I did medium this last couple times or last time. I'm going to do wide today. But I feel like I could kind of rotate these grips a little bit. Now, obviously, I can't get as high with the wide grip. I just can't, right? But I can get all the way chest to bar pretty much with a really close. A lot higher with the medium. I get the chin over the bar. So I'm just going to rotate through them a bit. Going to hit the different angles, just like we're going to rotate the squat and deadlift, rotate incline and flat bench. I can rotate these pull-ups around, as long as we're doing them. And again, sticking with the stuff that feels good on the shoulders. And even though I don't have the range of motion return to overhead that I want, my shoulders are feeling phenomenal. But I feel like, again, with all these movements, as long as I push progressive overload, I'm going to be good. But I need to keep the volumes a little more moderated. I had no trouble getting really jacked on those other volumes the way I used to do it full body 3 day a week. All right, so for these, I went ahead and did the one arm again today. The other perk is that I really feel like it works my abs and stuff a lot, Plus it lets me feel like I can almost work into a different range of motion. Right, I can work into a range of motion I can almost lock out in. So I need to keep working that, keep working the dead hang pull-ups. The hanging leg raises, but I'm going to start working more and more on swinging all the way down on those so that I get a good dead hang into it. I did that definitely yesterday. I need to check the footage today. I haven't even looked. I've clipped it in, but I haven't looked at the mid reps to see if I'm doing it. But I need to work on going all the way so that I drop into a full hang and then come back up. So again, we work that stuff with the shoulder. But the other thing is, keep in mind, notice the elbow doesn't lock either. So I've got to let the biceps fully recover. That means no supine work. Keep the volumes moderate for the pull-ups and stuff. And I'm going to get that shoulder health back. And when I do, I'm going to strict press 225 again. Okay, I'm going to do it. Right? And I think even on incline, I'd like to work towards 315 incline, 225 strict press. I want to get back to a 365 pause bench. I did a 350 a few weeks ago with a 2-second pause, so I feel like that pressing strength is there. All right, so we did one set of the toe to bars, so I need to remember to come all the way down on them so that I can drop into definitely a little bit of shoulder mobility. I was able to squeeze out 10 today. And yes, this is the harder way to do them. People who've never done them don't realize that till they try it. I've had followers who they're like, dude, you're doing it easy, that's cheating, and then I'm like, go try it. And they're like, never mind, I apologize, it's freaking harder. Yeah, so I've got to hammer the ab work super hard to go with the beltless stuff. All right, I did one round of sleds. Obviously, I push it on the way down, just a nice brisk push, and then I sprint on the way back. And that sprint, man, is pretty fatiguing. So I get my one round of really serious, higher intensity cardio so that we get some in. Plus, I'll get some leg hypertrophy. Like sled work makes my quads blow up. So I figure as long as I do 3 sets of squats and deadlifts, even if they're really low rep, every other workout, we'll get enough leg volume to get some muscle stimulus and some growth, again, along with training the neural drive. So we'll keep pushing that, and then we'll use stuff like the sleds again to get both conditioning and hypertrophy on the GBB, plus the jumping. I feel like jumping actually does grow your legs. My opinion says me. So then we sprint all the way on the way back. So it's taking me a minute to turn. I'm turned way around down there, and I'm coming back. I run it all the way back, but it takes me a bit to get down there, obviously. So I should be coming back around the corner pretty soon. I clipped it in. Let me see where I'm at in there. There I go. So I'm surprised it takes that long. All right, so we sprinted all the way back, and that's my bit of real conditioning. And then I did a run, and I hit a record run time today. I thought I wasn't it felt slower, but my average miles was the best it's been. So I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.